Hey everybody, it's good to be back. We've been gone for a while. Life just happens. And I've been up in Ohio for a few weeks and had a nice time with my family. And my son's doing okay. So everything is okay. So we're back and we're back painting in the studio today. And today I thought I would try the figure, and I'm going to use, when we did this painting in one of my classes one time, we decided to take one of the gals from the class, take her outside, and we all took pictures of her. And then everybody painted from their own picture that they took of her. And we put a straw hat on her, and she had a long skirt on, and everything was perfect. So I did this painting, and I liked it. So I'm going to kind of paint off of that painting. I had a different format than I had here, but Jane said this format works better for video.
Yes, it does.
I'm going to try to, work this painting in on this format, and it might be very interesting. We don't know. So, hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's painting and enjoying the process, and and relaxing while you do it. And I just taught a workshop, and some people, they get so stressed and they're trying so hard to do this style that they're studying each individual brush strokes that I do, and that's not really what makes this style. I mean, what makes this painting is just kind of a simplistic way to describe your subject. So just in a few brush strokes, go with that, and you can take it further down the road the longer you want and where you're comfortable. So I'm going to get started. So just like when I've done the figures before, I am going to I'm going to draw her out and fill. The most important thing is to fill my canvas with this composition. And I'm not worried about the drawing so much. Am I going to make this look like a real girl or anything? I want to see how my painting is going to be laid out. So I'm going to just do her in dark silhouette. There's her head. And here's her shoulders. And she's slumped in a chair. So the torso, you have to make it kind of slumped. This is her shoulder right here, and her arm is here. And I know, because it looks like a monster, right? But yeah, she's sitting in a chair. And then she's got, this would be her bottom, her leg, and maybe another leg coming out that way. This would be a chair. And she's holding a book. I'm just going to show you. She's holding a book. Here we go. And also, I put behind her, because we did this out on the courtyard outside of my studio, and there was a plant out there in a big vase or a big pot, and so I'm going to put that here. And it also just really works for filling up the space and showing that she's sitting outside somewhere. Here's a plant. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put clothes on her, which is going to make this whole thing come together. I hope, but it will.
And that's all in the Hooker's green.
Yeah, this is all done in Hooker's green, maybe a little alizarin crimson with it to get it darker.
Okay.
But I'm just going to put the clothes on it. Well, I was wet with some white, and she's got this cowboy hat on. Now, if you want to try this painting on your own, I'm going to put some hair on her just so you can kind of see. just get a friend or one of your kids or somebody and pose them the way you want. And take a bunch of pictures and you'll have this reference and it'll be all your own. You see how she's got that top on now? And then she has this long skirt on, so I'm just gonna, I like to do my people all dark and like without clothes on so that I can add the clothes. So the clothes just drape on them really nice. I have to kind of frame this thing in. I have some like leaves coming down like she's outside. This just works as an arrow to take the eye from like going off the page. See, there's a drip. I don't care. I just don't care. So I'm going to be, then I'm gonna, I want to just carve a little bit of a better profile. I'm gonna take my smaller brush. I love these brushes, my Princeton
Dakota.
Series 6300, number 6 and number 12 brights.
And that, yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of show that this is a little bit of a profile. See, we don't have to put much face in here, which is good, because we don't like to, we're not portrait painters today, we're just doing a figure. She's pretty centered in this whole thing, but oh well.
Now is that,
That's hooker's green with some cadmium
Cad yellow,
yellow,
okay.
medium. Let's see, what could I do? I'm copying from a picture that I did, and I did it in the portrait format, so I didn't have a lot of space on the side, but that's okay. I didn't even mark where her chair, there's a chair here. I could make maybe, I'm gonna try this, I don't know. Maybe another pot down here would make it going off. I have these kind of ferns out in my courtyard. I just went out and picked one up because it blew over. So this is kind of putting her in a garden. This is the design stage, and then I'm going to leave all of that pretty, just leave it alone. I'm going to kind of go in, I'm going to take some white, maybe some Naples yellow, maybe some raw sienna, and then I'm going to cut behind her.
and it's titanium white you're using, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and some Naples yellow.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put, this side of the canvas is gonna be kind of bright. I'm gonna cut in a little bit around her face.
And that's your big brush you're using, right?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can get such a sharp edge with it that it's easy to cut around a profile. Now, I'll be working on her skin, but it's gotta be dry. So I'm gonna totally let her dry. I'll be taking a break pretty soon, and I will be showing you how to build up skin tones, but it's gotta be dry and it's wet. So I'm going to, my light source is coming from the front, so here's some white. Do these pots. And I guess I could go back in with my CAD yellow medium. And, you know, it could be just, I don't really know that much about CADs. I hear that people are questioning that, whether it's, there's also just yellow, medium, hue, or whatever. Just go for the color. Go with what you're comfortable with. I don't do a lot of research, and I should, especially if I'm telling people what to use, but that's what it is. I am making this plant because I love to paint around it. Once she dries, I will really be able to pop her out. I'm going to go in, I think I'm going to go in with a cooler color in the front, light blue, violet, and a little purple, and a little light blue. Just kind of blend that. This might be a shadow on the wall. I'm going to cut around here. I wish I could do that to myself. Just give her some tone. So on and so forth, and then that will be green. And so that's how far I'm going to go right now, because I'm going to take it outside in the sun and let it dry for about 10 minutes. And then I'll bring it back and show you how to wrap it up. All right, thank you. Okay, we're back. I put this out in the sun, and it's bone dry, you can see. And so that gives me a chance to come in and just pop my real colors very fresh. I see it all the time. People don't have the patience to let their painting dry, and so then they jump in, and it makes a mess. So I'm going to go start with the dark side of her skin. I'm going to go in, this is burnt sienna, and maybe a little bit of raw sienna. And I'm going to build up her skin tones. I still don't like that profile. I really don't like it now. Oh, that's okay. It's all right. But the human body, the skin, is, when it's out in the sun, the shadows are really, really dark. And everybody thinks that people are paler in the sun, but they're not, because the shadows are dark. And then, of course, the light side of their skin is really pale. I'm going to make the back side of her chair. I've got some light blue violet and a little light blue, maybe a little purple. My brilliant purple. I'm going to kind of indicate that this is the back side of a chair. Sometimes if you just scribble, things happen. And then you can pretend like you planned on it all along. This is her skirt, is going to be, I'm going to go into the really rich tones of phthalo blue and phthalo green. So I'm going to start with the phthalo blue right down here. And maybe some phthalo green. I'm going to lighten it with some white just so you can just see. These are going to be just the folds in her skirt. And I'm probably going to have to repeat that color somewhere. I'll probably put it right here, and maybe a band on her hat like that. I'm letting this dark dry a little bit more before I go back in. So I'm going to take my Naples yellow and some white and continue my negative painting around this tree, or whatever this is, shrub, plant. I love to negative paint. A little bit like that. I'm gonna leave it right now. And her hat is that color. Maybe a little shadow in the back.
And you're shadowing with the
With just some,
light blue and
yeah,
brilliant purple.
yeah. That's, sometimes I'll wing it just to see, you know, if it doesn't work, I'll let it dry and fix it with something else, but I think, let's pop out, oh, I've got paint all over my hands and brush. Okay, I'm gonna pop out the book a little bit. My water's getting a little funky. You've gotta remember to keep the water clean. I'm gonna paint around her hand a little bit. That works. I don't know what this hand's doing. Let's see. Pick up the tones in her blouse, a little bit lighter value. Let's get the lighter value in this hat too. All right, I'm gonna put the next layer on the skin, which would be, let's see, I'm gonna take raw sienna and some Naples yellow and some cad red, medium. Gonna start to get lighter as we get to our light source. Get a little bit lighter and lighter. I'm going to pop out. It's kind of hard painting off the side, everybody. That's my excuse. If I think that wonky. Pot. It's going to have legs on it. That skirt doesn't look like it's hanging on her leg, but I'll fix it. Let's just get some light blue. Might be something I have to mess with later. I don't know. I think it's all right. All right, let's go to, I know what everybody wants to know is the skin tone, so I'm going to go even lighter. I'm going to go white. My water's getting really dirty. White, red.
Cad red or just
Cad red medium.
Okay.
And I have orange on here. It's, I'm experimenting with orange now, and you never have it on any supply list anywhere, but she works out. that's, I want to leave the darkness in there too, so she pops out. I don't want to like fill in all the little spaces. Just having some of these lines in here kind of just defines her arm, as muscular as it is. I think I'm going to try to taper that a little bit if I can. Just dropping a little shadow in here. Just because, I don't know, she's pretty strong.
And your shadow colors, the light blue and the
Yeah, I usually use light blue and light blue, violet, and purple for my shadow colors.
brilliant purple, or
Yeah, brilliant
Okay.
purple. I'm going to use those right now to kind of shadow this guy over here. And I'm repeating the colors that I have with her. This is going to be casting a shadow on this side of the table. It's all about the light and how it hits things. And so, yeah, I'm just about ready to wrap it up. I got to, let's see. I could make her hat a little bigger, but I mean, just little details. I will sit in front of this and finish it. So that's basically how far I'm going to get. It's wet now, and I've got to let it dry again before I can totally finish it. I will be painting this with the cad yellow and hooker's green, and then paint. This will be a wall that's all in shadow, and that will be a lot brighter over there because it's got the feeling of a sunlit courtyard. So you can see that her skin is just as exciting as it can be for a light-skinned person, because we just want to see all these, wonderful tones going on and some extreme darkness, so there's definition. And so I'll probably go back over this and take another maybe 10 minutes or so, and just go in there with a lot of detail. I mean, a little bit of detail, not a lot, because that's what everybody does. They want to just work these things and work them and work them. And by explaining more, you're not making the painting that much better. You're making the painting lose its freshness and spontaneous feeling. So that's about it. And if you want a full class, you can go to the website, Jane Slifka Gallery, and you can order a class. They're only $25 and they're an hour long, and it's a complete class. A lot of my students love them because they can stop the classes when they want to work on the painting for a while. So it's a stop and go process. They work at their own speed and they love them. So you can do that. Make sure you get on there and order, and keep watching our videos. We're having a good time. We're trying to get out there a little bit more, but we're doing it as much as we can. So happy painting. Have a great time. Throw that paint around and enjoy yourself. And we'll see you next time. Bye.